In this video, I'll show you how to hide your stop losses and other pending orders from your forex broker, why you might want to do that, and the types of traders that would benefit from doing this. Why would you want to hide your pending orders? There are three basic reasons. Number one, you think your broker is slipping you. Now, I'm not saying that all brokers do this, but there are some brokers out there that if they identify you as a profitable trader, they'll start to shave half a pip, a couple pips here and there, and that will add up and take away from your profits. So it might be a good idea in that case to hide your pending orders so your broker doesn't know where your levels are at and they can't slip you as easily. The second reason is that you might not want to expose your order information because that could give away your trading methodology. And if you have something that's working really well, you don't want the broker to reverse engineer it, or if somebody else can see your orders or your trades, maybe you have your trading history up on MyFXBook or something like that, then people can start to reverse engineer it that way also. So that's a good way to hide your order information so that they don't know where your stop loss and your take profit was when you entered the trade. Obviously, they'll see what happened after you exited the trade, but you won't give away the initial information on the trade. And number three, if you're a really large trader, trading several $1 million of a position, you're not going to put that entire trade on at once because you're going to move the market temporarily, at least at that broker, and that's going to give you bad fills. So what these large traders do is they break up their large trades into small trades, they spread them across multiple brokers, and the aggregate is a big trade, but what the broker actually sees is a small trade, and they want to hide the order information from the broker as much as possible. So many of these large traders build these custom systems so that they can hide their orders. So that's why traders want to hide their pending orders. Now let's take a look at how to do it. There are basically two ways to hide your pending orders. Number one, you can create a custom solution using an API. An API is an application program interface, and that's what you use to communicate with the broker to execute trades. Let's take a look at a couple examples. Okay, this is the documentation on the Oanda API, and they have some pretty good documentation here about what you can do with this API. You can access the account information, instruments, orders, trades, positions, transactions, etc. And there are different technologies that can interface with this. You can build your own solution based on your budget, what you're comfortable with, and what you feel is the best technology. Here's another example of an API. This is the MetaTrader 4 API. MetaTrader 5 also has an API, obviously, but this can be used to interface with the MetaTrader platform and execute trades without actually putting them on the broker's books. All right, so what if you don't know how to code or you don't want to learn how to code? Well, you can hire a programmer to build one of these systems for you. I have a list of programmers that you can start with. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list, but it does give you some of the bigger programming shops out there, and you can take a look to see what works for you. I also give you a few tips on how to find a programmer, how to engage them, and how to figure out if they're a good match for you. So check out the blog post if you're interested. Okay, another way that you can hide your pending orders is to use a expert advisor in MetaTrader, either MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. You have that programmed up or you write it yourself, and then you put it on a VPS or a virtual private server. If you want a recommendation for a virtual private server that we recommend, you can look at the blog and look at the recommendations page. You would build that expert advisor, you would put it up on a VPS, and that would be running 24/7, and that would hide your pending orders. Now let's take a look at an example of how this works. Okay, so here's an example of an EA that I've been testing out for MetaTrader 4. It's the ARCSUM Fortress EA, and you can see it on the screen here. Let's start with what I have. So what I did was I entered an order in the pound US dollar. You can see the order here. It's a 0.01 at this price that's marked on the screen, and there's no stop loss and there's no take profit on this trade. So this is what the broker sees, right? But we still want to have a hard stop loss and a hard take profit, but we just don't want the broker to be able to see where it is. So this is where something like Fortress or another type of EA comes in handy. So in Fortress, it's really cool because you can set these baskets, and the baskets allow you to manage the tickets individually as groups, or you can manage the whole portfolio for this currency pair. So in this case, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to add a basket, and then I'm going to add an entry ticket to this basket. And since there's only one ticket out there, you just add that and you can see the green check mark. If you had other trades or if you had other pending orders, they would be, you could see it here and you could add them. But just keep it simple for this one, and that's going to be basket 1. Now basket 1 is going to control the stop loss. So we're just going to set activate at -1 and lock at -1. So effectively this basket goes into effect once price hits -1% loss or floating loss, and then it will activate and lock in -1%. So that will give you essentially a 1% stop loss. So in order to create a take profit, we just set another line. We put this ticket into the basket, and then we set a +1. All right, so we're going to take, this is a 1 hour trade, so we're going to have 1% gain, 1% loss, and then from there we activate one of these baskets. Since we're using the same ticket in both baskets, it doesn't really matter which one we activate because they'll both get activated. But in this case, we'll hit activate there, and these guys are all set up. So as you can see, there's still no stop loss here, and there's still no take profit here. But in effect, Fortress is managing the trade so that there's a -1% stop loss and a -1% take profit. So that's a good example of an EA that can be used to hide your pending orders, your stop losses, your take profits from your broker. All right, I hope that helped. If this is something that helps you, I would really appreciate if you give me a thumbs up on this video. It helps me a lot. And if you want to get more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. All right, thanks for watching.